Yeah, this is the constant drama. This would be the soap opera mega drama because I can never have one husband. I will never be able to have one husband. I've got more than trillions and trillions and trillions of gods. I can never have one husband. One husband would never take care of all the children I have. So they're going to get grumpy. They're going to get jealous. And what I do, I turn their jealousy into like competition or something really good that sharpens each other, sharpens themselves, makes them compete for bigger, better attention, makes them desire to be the one that gets the most attention. But like, this is just the product of reality. I mean, look around. Me and the gods are treated like degraded crap. Let's just be honest. I've got more wealth in my island over there. This is just degraded crap loser over here. So, me and the gods are just happy for whatever the husbands do for us and whatever options that we have. And it is fun to just be happy that any boy or man wants to learn about the power of God and be an amazing, cute, hot boy or man. Because goddesses just love to be infatuated with boys. And gods in general just love to be proud that they created penises and balls and boys are amazing. So, we just make the best out of what we have as gods because we're in this fighting our way out and more predicament. But normally each husband would live their own dream world and dream life away from every other husband. So down here, we just make the best of what we're in. We try to use this to make the husbands very competitive to be bigger and better than any human or any god could dream. Because the Father of God, they got to be way out there by the end of this. So we use it to make them jealous or mad or compete with each other or stuff, and try to keep it a positive competition that makes them keep shooting for the ozone and achieving big heights the gods are trying to achieve. But normally a husband lives in a whole world and lifestyle all their own, with their own wife, omnipresent piece of me, and they don't normally know each other except to come together in emergencies or important situations where all husbands and all gods have to come together for the betterment of the future of gods or the future of things or important matters. So normally life wouldn't be like this, but there's no, how are you going to slice or dice this shit? I mean, everybody's going to go to the Frank Sinatra house to learn to be the greatness of God in secret 007 ways because there is nothing else we can do. Everyone's going to go to the island. We could only put one island down here. But, when the husbands go out to be the Father of God, when they make it, they can live a whole entire existence as if there is no other husband, and there never is. Until they come together like a brotherhood in emergencies or bad times, which they may do off and on for a while now because the end of the world is we're headed for bad things. And we're going to have workhouses. Remember that there will be workhouses or big buildings up in the sky above Japan, above Colorado. We will be gods flying around and going in and out of these big buildings up in the sky. And that's just like the Frank Sinatra house. They're just used for 007 or massive fighting with bad gods or massive end of the world work. And 5 billion ways to help watch over countries or good people within bad countries and help smuggle everybody out to the island of gods where they could be safe and free, even if they come and go through the planet. So do husbands have an ideal world right now? No, and they're not gonna. And they're all getting jealous of each other, and we all know that. And they're all getting mad about a billion things, and we all know that. And one wants to be just the husband, and it's just not possible. So we just take the generosity of a husband, say the thank you, gratitude towards the husband. But when it comes to the friction of more than one husband, all we can do is take the friction and use it as really productive competition to help them really be the biggest and best husbands by the end that they can be or something, because that's all we can do. But this is a good time to bitch and bitch and bitch. Women who are treated like harem women. Haven't you always wanted to bitch about this shit? Women of Dubai and more. Haven't you always wanted to bitch about this shit? Because men are better at it. Men can be 5 husbands to 1 wife, and they are hardcore. They're badass men. They will figure it out. Women, we don't like to share anything. Now, sadly, I'm a god who shares my husband by choice. So I don't mind if my husbands have many, many, many women, because I don't have enough love or support or things to give them, because I have so many husbands. So my husbands, because you're going to meet my husbands that are gods, that have been married to me forever, because every husband that's a human trying to be the father of God, they're going to start to rely on every husband that's actually a god and has been a husband for a while to figure out how to win at this game of what they're trying to achieve and be. And you're going to realize they often have many, many wives or girlfriends or women. And it's because when you're a god like me that has to win or has to take care of everything, I sometimes don't have it to give to my husbands. So I live omnipresently like I'm the only wife with my husband, that husband. But when I have to do what I have to do as a mother to take care of everything, that husband's kind of sad or by himself and has to figure it out. So I often let my husbands have many women or whatever they choose in their lifestyle, because I wouldn't want my husband to be sad or alone. But they'll start to learn that by talking to husbands who have been my husbands for a very long time. But they have to be good women. I'm not gross. I'm the god of the biggest and best. They have to be the biggest and best women. But I just want to do that whole, I would start a Jerry Springer show over this. It sucks to watch these women be like 3 women and some pig penis motherfucker in the house. Women don't like to share shit. Women like to clean their house their own way. Women like to do their thing their own way. Women like to raise their kids their own way. You Dubai fuckers are an embarrassment. You are the same as these harem guys. You guys are embarrassing. If you're, the reality of a Dubai harem type, the reality of a true habibi. So I am the god that would understand what a habibi truly was made to be. And habibi is a word that gods use as a lovey baby, lovey baby name. What you were supposed to be is like black magic, dark but mesmerizing spirituality in a great legacy of strength. And that's why you have many women to adorn your strength. They were supposed to have their own houses, their own legacies, their own realities. And when you do it right, you marry one wife and she has to climb to the ozone in business, if that's her thing, in art or movies created or whatever, if that's her thing. So you pick a wife who is the ultimate at something and you watch her soar, or you get rid of her. And the ultimate giant habibi has like 20 wives in 5 billion mansions, building ozone money no one can fathom. See, habibis, real giants. And, when your penis can't satisfy each one of them, what do you think these women are saying behind your back all the time? Try to think of some of this stuff, man. Try to, imagers, try to think of some of this stuff. I'm just saying, women would really want to talk about this a lot. And maybe as you got superior women, one mom would say, you can babysit the kids on Tuesday because you're like the biggest, best at bionuclear I've ever seen. You created the bionuclear company that produces the first blank. Yeah, I'd love if you'd raise the kids on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm only an entrepreneur, business giant. That's a habibi. That's a true, powerful, giant man of greatness. that God's created to be these things for a reason. And they usually have a very dark magic side for the power and the strength and the superiority in it all. In case you guys want to investigate those things, I'm just saying, you got to be an advocate for everything. And see, isn't that beauty? That's a real smart man. You're a real giant. You're better than a fake preacher and a fake habibi. You're creating women who could live like giants all by themselves. But you are the greatest man they cannot live without. And then, of course, you'd have your own greatness. Just saying.